Hello, my name is Emmanuel Pinto and my partner is Christian Ceron, and we talk about the school of the future. We have chosen the Rousseau philosophy to design our school of the future. The most important aspects that Rousseau highlights in the education of children are 1. The senses, which must be part of the natural development of the child who must develop experience through them. 2. Reading generates nothing more than abstract concepts that a child is unable to understand. It must be naturally accepted by the child when he or she has the capacity. 3. The imposition of moral rules only leads children to develop lying and cheating skills to avoid punishment. 4. Children should follow their interests, and not a pre-designed curriculum. 5. The family should not have a dominant role in education. When necessary, it should guarantee the independence of the subject. The independence that means freedom. And the last, education should start early in children. Moreover, a prepared environment should be guaranteed, an environment that ensures the development of the child's natural abilities. From Rousseau's general philosophy of education we have taken, morality should not be imposed, that the child should self-discover her learning through the senses. Our school will not have a defined religious orientation. The classes will be aimed at a more secular knowledge, but with historical recognition of all religions. The systematic reading and knowledge will reach the learners in due time, with their consent and when they, on their own, decide to do. In our school there will not be a single study plan. There will be different approaches that the student can choose according to their preferences. Objectives and vision. Train students with the ability to decide their future according to their preferences. The idea is to transform society so that people with low resources can have an education that fits their knowledge through processes different from the usual ones. Main government policies of the school. Open admission for whoever wants. Staff. Pedagogically prepare people, not used professionally, with a selection directed towards the purpose of the school. Financing. The main financing will be the state as we will consolidate as a public institution. There may be other means of financing such as private support or non-profit organizations that are interested in the development of our proposal. Decision making. This will be discussed by a steering committee in charge of educators, administrators, parents, and also a place where children have a voice and vote. Role of parents and the community. These agents will also receive education oriented to the development of the child's skills in conjunction with what he learns in school.
Who is the school for? In the first instance, our school will only focus on primary education, on students between the age of 5 to 10. Our first objective with the school is to be able to transform education in places where it's imposed by traditional public education, specifically towns and low-income sectors in which private education is not accessible. Architecture. The space must necessarily be large, with open spaces. The room should have a large windows and a view of the outside. What we're looking for is this feeling of freedom, not a confinement in a closed room. And the environment must be a pleasant for the development of the student, so the spaces will be adequate with bright colors. Design of the learning spaces. First, the desk should not be static, but should allow the student to move freely. Second, it should be technologically equipped for any requirement. Third, the traditional blackboard will be used, but audiovisual material will also be included, using video beam or digital screens. Materials and curriculum. According to the preference of each student, the curriculum will be individually adapted. There will be an orientation to math and basic science, another will be oriented to art, and another to literature. All students will receive a basic introduction to all subjects during their first year. Once they have a defined focus, they will have the freedom to decide which path to follow. Citizenship training will also be considered with the help of parents and the community who have been previously trained. Learning and teaching. The teaching will be done by training staff. This will be didactic, not only are conducted in the classroom. When then appropriate, will make use of other spaces that encourage the interactive development of the student. The participation will play an important role, and finally, theory will not be relevant and important weight will be given to experimentation and demonstration. Evaluation and assessment. The evaluation will be made according to the abilities of each individual and not as a collective as is traditionally. Therefore, the subject on which the student has more focus will be evaluated in greater detail.